when prices are collapsing, people start to tweet at me like, how is this possible when there's so much inflation? But I think it just kind of betrays an ignorance of how these things work out. And I like to point to the price of gold chart during the Weimar hyperinflation. I mean, it's not like gold just goes up forever. There's these huge spikes in price, huge collapses in price, huge spikes, huge collapses. And I would expect Bitcoin to do something similar, because what's ultimately happening is you're just injecting more uncertainty into the marketplace. So I think market actors get really confused between this currency is clearly getting debased and devalued, but I also need to hoard some currency to hedge against that uncertainty. So people get kind of like whipsawed in these inflationary, deflationary waves. I think recent events, though, point to, like Jimmy said, something I've been saying for a while, which is pain is information. Like, us educators can talk until we're blue in the face about self-custody and counterparty risk, but people don't really understand what that means until they feel it in their bones through events like these. So unfortunately, it's kind of the way of the universe to some extent. You really need the pain to adjust. And I think a lot more Bitcoin maximalists were recently minted through events like this.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. And just, the other like good reminder here is Bitcoin is such a powerful tool. It's so powerful just to hold it and have this, property right that's independent of everyone, and, a guaranteed fraction of a fixed money supply. There's so much power in this tool. But with that power, like Spider-Man's uncle told him, great power comes great responsibility. So you've got to get it. You got to get the private keys into your possession to realize the full value proposition of Bitcoin, to insulate yourself from counterparty risk, which is that's the main value prop, really. It's like you can pretty much completely insulate yourself from counterparty risk if you hold it correctly. Lastly thing I would say is, I myself, I don't even like to admit this, but I've been holding some extra dollars recently, not selling Bitcoin for dollars, but just incoming revenue, just holding dollars in anticipation of an event like this. Again, following the wisdom from that Weimar chart and kind of a study of hyperinflations, I thought there would be something like this. There'd be some kind of macro shock that would create a liquidity crisis and Bitcoin would go on sell. And indeed, I've been buying many hundreds of millions of sats the past few days, and I feel good about it. So I'm not trying to brag for anyone out there that's hurting, but hopefully you can get to this point in your strategy where the volatility actually works in your favor, and you're never forced into a situation of forced selling or duress, which basically means avoid leverage and avoid counterparties.